Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us on the Fully Managed podcast. Thank you, Dhawal, so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure.
Thank you. So today we are going to start with a game. Since you are a Philadelphia resident, we are going to play our rapid fire Philly questions. So
Okay.
don't worry, this is not a quiz. These are all opinion based.
Sure.
So you can't be tested. No one in Philadelphia will be mad at you. We're a very angry, opinionated bunch. So as you must
We are.
know, so don't worry, this isn't going to get you in any trouble. Hopefully. So, okay. So first question is first word that you think of when you hear Philadelphia. Easy peasy.
Go Birds.
Go Birds. Truly, that is a phrase
That
technically.
is two words.
I'll
Yeah.
take it. I'll take it because you're right. Okay. What celebrity do you think of when you think of Philadelphia?
What celebrities? The I believe I'm forgetting the name, but the latest Superman movie has a Philadelphia native who's
Oh, I
Superman.
didn't know that.
Yeah, I think he did a pretty good job. I mean, I know it's debatable, like Henry Cavill, and I think his name. I'm forgetting his name. I'm sorry, but I think he did a phenomenal job. It's a cute movie, and in fact, for Halloween, my wife is making me dress up as Superman. She's going to be Lois Lane, and my dog's going to be Crypto.
Oh,
So
that's so cute. No, I love that, and I haven't had the chance to see the new Superman movie, but I heard a lot of good things, and I'm pretty easily pleased with media, but I have very
no,
critical friends that liked it, so I think that it has to be good.
it's on HBO Max, so you can check it out. It's out there now.
Oh, thank you. Okay,
Yeah,
that's helpful because I usually do wait. I love movie theaters, but I do sometimes wait for specific movies, and I'm like, I don't know if I love superhero movies, so I don't
yeah.
know why I didn't see it in theaters.
You'll have a
Okay,
lot. It's a great movie.
I will definitely see it. Actually, now that I know it's free, I will definitely be watching it very soon. So I'll let
Okay.
you know how I think of it. Okay. Next one is favorite cheesesteak spot. So this one might get you in
Ooh,
trouble.
right. Okay. So my wife is a food blogger slash influencer as a
Ooh,
hobby.
okay.
And recently we tried a bunch of cheesesteak spots.
Oh,
Um,
well, that's awesome. So you have a lot to choose from.
yeah. Like a crowd favorite is like Angelo's, which is great. But
Mhm.
again, like I would go with Angelo's for now, but there is a homicidal judge who started a cheesesteak spot. I know where it is. Like on Race Street
Okay.
near the fountains. I'm forgetting the name, but that spot is phenomenal. Um,
Okay. I'm gonna be writing that down. I'll find it. Don't you worry. There's a really good cheesesteak place. I think it's connected to Suburban Station. It's in Center City. It's called Cheesesteak and Co. I don't know if that was one of your stops, but this place is like a hole in the wall. Like most people don't know about it that I tell them about. It's owned by a friend of a friend's dad, and it is so good. I would highly recommend if you do enjoy cheesesteaks, you should definitely check
what's
it out.
what's it called again?
It's called Cheesesteak and Co.
Cheesesteak and Co. I will check it out. And that spot that I was talking about, it's called Shays. And yeah,
Shays.
they have like fresh steak. You can get like a filet mignon cheesesteak. They have different
What?
cuts. It's never
That's
frozen,
crazy.
and the guy is really passionate. And as I told you, his day job is he's a judge in courts, a homicide judge, and
That's
then
awesome.
he's opened a cheesesteak spot, which is pretty good. So as of right now, I would go with Chase.
That is awesome. Okay, I will definitely go there. I've never been there before, so
Yeah.
this is where I'm getting my good
Thank you
recommendations
for
from.
your recommendation to check out Cheesesteak and Co.
Yeah, no problem. They're very sweet. Like it's like owned by a family. They're really really nice. I very much enjoy it. But anyway, I hope you enjoy it too. It's unfortunately only opened like at odd hours, like it's only open during work hours. I think sometimes they open like one day a
Okay.
weekend, but it's uncommon. So it's like when
I'm
you have
not
a day
sure
off.
if I'm not sure if cheesesteak for lunch is the best idea,
I
but
know, no, it's like it's kind of like the trajectory of your day goes down, even though it's really good. Um,
I understand.
okay, I'll ask you one more question since we're getting really into the nitty gritty. I
Sure.
love Philadelphia so much. Okay, what's one small business you frequent the most? It can be a restaurant too, but
Ooh, small business. Let's see. I recently, I changed my pharmacy recently because of my insurance carriers, and in pharmacy, like you got to get drugs depending on like where your situation is. But I changed my pharmacy to a pharmacy called Morrison Pharmacy. It's a small business in Manayunk,
Oh,
Roxbury area, and
man.
it's a cool old school pharmacy. Where the pharmacist is all dressed up in a suit and tie, not a suit and tie, but like shirt and tie.
Is
It's
it on
really cool
Ridge?
on Ridge Avenue.
It's on Ridge Avenue.
Yeah.
Okay, I pass that all the time. I live right by there. Yes. So that's
Okay.
actually I,
I just recently changed it because I changed my insurances, and Morrison was it's the closest to me and it's right there, and all pharmacies are the same. But I was pleasantly surprised to go there, and I like to go there a lot. And also, I would like to give an honorable mention to New Ridge Brewing Company. That's again, I think really it's excellent food. Like the chef is fantastic. They have great brews and. Yeah, I mean, I love these two businesses that are close to me right now.
I agree. I've been in Manning for 2 years, and I've lived right by Newbridge the whole time. I've moved, but I've still been like within blocks of it, and it is lovely. They're so nice there, even if like the staff changes kind of
Yeah,
often, like wait staff wise, but like everyone's always so kind and cordial. And have you been to Cafe Roma yet? The Italian
I
bakery
have.
across the street.
Yeah, they have.
Love them.
Love it. Like they have good pastries too. Yeah.
Yes, no, the Italian woman that's always at the counter, she intimidated me so much when I first went there because she has like this, she just like reminds me of like the Italian woman that I would grow up with in New Jersey, but she is the sweetest person. Like when she opens her mouth, she's like the sweetest woman ever. I'm actually dropping off some honey from my boyfriend's honey business for them because they love honey. We had like a whole conversation about it the last time I was in there.
They're fantastic. If anyone who listens goes to Roma's Bakery, they should know it's cash only, so that
It
helps.
is cash only. That's true.
Yeah.
That is a pain point. That's why I don't go as often, which is fine. I
Who
should
knows
go less. Yeah, no one has cash, especially in Philadelphia. You're like, ah.
cash?
Anyway, thank you so much for taking part in my game. You were scared that you wouldn't have enough information, but you
Yeah,
had
yeah.
all
Well,
the answers.
well, yes, yes. But thank you. You asked very good questions, and they were fairly easy. So yeah, everyone has
Exactly. That's what I'm here for. Well,
awesome.
anyway, Dhawal, tell me a little bit more about yourself. For all the audience that doesn't know, tell me a little bit about like your career journey, how Dignitas Digital started, and everything in between.
Amazing. Thank you again for asking and giving me this opportunity to share my journey. So, my name is Dhawal Sehgal. My friends call me D. I grew up in New Delhi, India, and I moved to Philadelphia in 2007 because I went to Penn for grad school. So, I graduated with a master's in computer science. I arguably graduated in the best time to graduate, which is 2008,
Oh
like
yeah, perfect.
perfect timing. And as an international student, it was really hard to find a job. And my idea was, like after grad school, I should work for a couple of years in the US. And my plan was to, go back to India and maybe work there, start a business. I always wanted to start a business, so I did not know how it would go. So I worked for a software development company as a software engineer. Then I worked for a marketing agency in Center City for a few years. At the marketing agency, it was a small business. It's called Domus Inc. It's still out there, a really great business. And so I transitioned from a software developer to a digital marketer at that company during my time there because it was a marketing agency. So while I was creating, like websites, web portals, and all that good stuff, I got an opportunity to learn digital marketing on the job, SEO, paid advertising, marketing strategy, and whatnot. And once I gained enough experience, I thought, it would be it's a good time to start my own business, right? So, my business partner, his name is Rishi. He is the CTO of our company. He's my friend from Penn. So Rishi and I were just hanging out this one night, and he was asking me what I was doing with my business stuff. And I said I was starting my company. And Rishi, was a software engineer at a hedge fund in New York. And he said, I wanted, I've always wanted to start a company as well. So why don't we start it together? I'm
Oh,
like, this is a great idea. And I was literally, like, so I used my savings to start the company. Not really savings, honestly, credit card debt to start the company. So,
that's yeah, savings is fine. It's in there. It's real money.
so I hired one software engineer, one web designer, and a business development representative in India with whatever money I could save up, and started this small company. And the day I landed in India, after 2 days, the biz dev guy left, and we started the company literally out of like a small garage in my like dad's home in Delhi. So that was huge, but the guy left. We figured out another person who came in, did a lot of pro bono work, started this company back in 2012-ish. And then here we are, like 13, 14 years later in 2025. We have a decent setup. We are Dignitas Digital is currently a full service digital agency. We provide our clients with software development and online marketing services. With online marketing, we're focused on SEO and paid advertising. With software development, we do custom software development, mobile applications, web applications. We're doing a lot of cool AI consulting. We need a lot of products for companies. We work with startups to enterprises. So essentially, we are a boutique agency, and we understand that there is a no one size fits all for a lot of clients. So we build custom boutique teams for our clients based on what they need. And we've had the pleasure of working with some of the greatest companies out there, big and small, again, ranging from startups to enterprises. So some local Philly businesses that we're currently working with are Cruisin', National Restoration, Stay Right Company. These are all in the greater Philadelphia area. And some of the big names that we have worked with are like Ralph Lauren, Procter& and Gamble, Merck, MSD, Harvard University, the Broad Institute of Harvard and MIT, and University of Pennsylvania, of course, just to name a few. But it's been an exciting journey, like for an immigrant to, like come from India, do a few jobs here. I did go back to India briefly in the middle, but eventually came back. And love Philly, like Philadelphia is awesome, and I'm glad that I'm here.
I love that you love Philadelphia, and that is an amazing story. I think that it is like I what I really resonate with is because I do hear kind of often from founders is the pro bono work at first, just
Hmm.
because like you're kind of building your like portfolio in a way of people like recognizing you and sharing your work and everything so that you can make more connections. How was it starting out though, doing a lot of that work and not being able to necessarily like make as much money as you'd like, having like put
Hmm.
your savings into it? Like, what is your savings into it? Like, what did that require? Like how did you make it through that point?
So that's an interesting question, and like I would say that like I was lucky that the full-time job that I did at Domus, I had very good relationship with the founders, and I was transparent with them that I'm leaving this because I'm starting my own company. It's going to be tech, and I asked them if you would have me, I would continue to do some of the work that I was doing, but as an independent contractor or my company instead of as a full-time employee. I had a good relationship with Betty and Lisa, who are the owners of Domus, and they were very kind to oblige. So some of the pro bono, I did a bunch of pro bono work for different clients and this, that, and whatnot. But I did get some paid work from Betty and Lisa, and
Oh, that's
like
really nice.
from Domus. So that was really nice. That's what kind of initially paid the bills, so I could afford the salaries of my employees and all that stuff. And then I had a couple of friends who had started businesses. Um, Back in 2012 to 2014 15, there was like this e-commerce boom. Like Groupon was pretty big, and direct to consumer sales were really great, like drop shipping and everything had just kind of peaked at that point. Started,
Yeah.
there's a few early adopters who got into the game early, made millions of dollars. So one of my friends had started such a company out of Toronto, Canada, and we were childhood friends, and he gave me all of his tech work. So we handled his website, we handled his email marketing, we handled his online marketing, and all that good stuff. So that also kind of strengthen our portfolio and our capabilities. And yeah, that was a paid project too. So in addition to that, we worked for nonprofits. We built a few websites and some smaller software. So like the thing is, you have to stay strong. It's I think it's a mindset game in the beginning. That is why most of the new businesses fail within the first year of starting off, because like um, they kind of run out of money or resources. So as long as you believe in yourself and make a few right moves, and like lady luck has to be on your side. Not lady luck, but luck in general. I would say that. So like God's been kind, and here I am a few years later. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's incredible, and it is like it shouldn't take away from any of your hard work, but luck is always part of it too. I mean,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
it's serendipitous sometimes that things work out in the way that they do, and that's still really wonderful, regardless of like the hard work that you do. I mean, like that's still you still earned it.
Yeah.
By doing it the way that you did. It's really hard for people to even get agencies. The biggest thing is like getting past that 5-year mark, and then the 10-year mark is like, okay, like you're set, good. So you
Yeah.
guys are there.
One thing I would like to say is, like, it's also really hard to find a good business partner. So Rishi and I, because we were friends first, and we kind of, like, both of us, we grew up in New Delhi, India, and we went to Penn together. So I think that is what kind of strengthened our bond. And I'm lucky to have a business partner like that, like I can blindly trust, and he blindly trusts me. And
Yeah.
we've been doing like we've been running this agency for quite some time. We jokingly say that it's more like a family business right now, so because we're not like an enterprise, but but it's pretty good. Like we are boutique by nature, we are small by nature. We have a small yet extremely strong team, and we deliver results. Like we have a team of around 25 full-time employees right now, but at any given time there are around 50 to 100 people working on our projects through our strategic partners. So yeah, I mean, and this is also something that I learned at my first job, because eventually, while my time there, that company kind of transitioned from a team of subject matter experts to just subject matter experts who were kind of account directors, and then they had like strategic partners who brought in the individual subject matter expertise, like in marketing, copywriting, sales, on engineering, and they created custom teams for that. So I kind of based out my agency model out of the agency that I worked at, and I've always been thankful to Betty and Lisa, who mentored me and helped me become what I am today. So
No, it's really nice to be able to have strong mentors like that, especially people that support you, because I think that a lot of people that are not as um, forthright would
yeah.
perhaps be like, this is a competitor, why would I be helping him, like despite the fact that we work together.
I,
um,
I think you hit that spot very. I mean, you hit that on the spot, because having a mentor is very crucial. It's a game changer. So I've always, like, learned a lot from, like family members or clients and other mentors, that like, there's always so much to learn. As long as you're learning things from people, you keep on growing. I think that's a beautiful experience. I've learned a bunch of stuff from you too, Shannon. Like, thank you so much for having me on this. Yeah.
Thank you. I should be thanking you. This is why I love doing the podcast so much, because I get to learn from people every week. I mean, it's
There you
it's
go.
it's really a blessing. I mean, school is very expensive, and I would love to go to grad school, but right at the moment, I'd really like to not be in debt. So, I get to learn from this podcast every day for free. So that is something that is really very wonderful, and
Yeah.
I am very thankful to be able to have. So thank
That's
you.
fantastic. No, you're very welcome. Thank you for having me.
Of course. So, okay, so switching gears a little bit, because I was really curious about this
Mhm.
is, okay, you have something that you call AI consulting. Correct me if I'm wrong,
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
Can you tell me a little bit more about that, because I haven't really heard that together. So I was just curious about like how that works, and like why it's something that you advertise to, like what's its significance for you.
Absolutely. So AI is here to stay. It has changed how we work things, how we search for things, how we automate things, how things are engineered, how we are looking for information. AI has changed everything, and it is evolving at an exponential rate, and will continue to do so in the coming years. We've noticed that a lot of our existing clients and a lot of companies who are inquiring us for business consulting are kind of confused as to how they can use AI as an advantage to for their business. A
Yes.
few, and as I said, we are a full service agency, so we do both software engineering and business consulting as well as online marketing. So specifically talking about software engineering and improving business processes, now you can create like custom AI agents who will automate a lot of processes for you. So again, like as consultants and as a boutique digital agency, we try and understand what problems our clients are facing and then utilize the AI tools that are at our disposal to create automated workflows for them. Like a recent example is for a real estate client who builds properties for rent, right? They use a certain proprietary software where they do not get the kind of reporting that they would need,
Mhm.
right? And they want like an automatic report delivered to them each morning. So we utilize something called as N8N, which is like a customization tool that connects all these different things together and created kind of like an automated agent using AI that creates those custom reports for them and delivers it to their inbox so that he has complete visibility of their business. Um,
Oh,
Yep, that is another example for, and then similarly for SEO, the way like the SEO game has changed forever. The way people are looking for information, finding businesses, and all of that has changed. Nobody like when you Google when you write a query on Google, you get this AI snippet on the top, and then so people just look at that. So if you have an informational query, you wouldn't even click on the website. So as a result, the website traffic has gone down, and all of that has changed. So we have been cognizant of that, and we have kind of updated our SEO strategy, and we help our clients get in that small snippet of information for relevant questions, and that is something that like we focus on. And at the end of the day, content is king. It's a mixture of AI and human expertise that is currently prevailing, and I think that will stay like this for the next few years. I think completely autonomous AI systems are a thing of the future. In my personal opinion, I think we are still at least 5 to 10 years away from fully automated autonomous systems. So again, to answer your question, to summarize and answer your question again, AI consulting, we help small and medium businesses improve business processes and figure out how the current stage of AI tools can be beneficial for their business.
yeah,
So
no, I really like that, and that was a very thorough explanation because my assumption was that paired with the word consulting, I assumed that you had used an AI tool to like kind of determine what their problems are rather than like supplying AI tools to fix the problem because of what they have, which like makes a lot more sense.
right.
Um,
So another example that I can give, again, it's an implementations project, but one of our clients is a healthcare research company. It's called Jubilant Biosis, and they do like healthcare research for pharma companies, right?
mhm.
So they have like 40,000 pages worth of data on their website, and it's very hard for people to find that. So we kind of created a custom large language. We customized an LLM for them and created a custom chatbot that people can just write in the queries and get specific answers from their specific information. So I think that has been pretty cool. So we're making small tools like this every day to figure things out. But again, like to go back to what you thought it was, the reporting project that we did actually helped our client figure out what was wrong in their communication channels and what kind of what kind of promotions that they were doing for rental properties worked and which kind of promotions did not work. So this kind of information is something that they were not getting from their traditional tools that they had, and now they
Yeah.
have that information so they can make more informed decisions.
No, I really love that. It kind of reminds me of, I was just talking to a couple of um, agency owners in the what's it called, like the medical field,
Okay.
and they were both mentioning that they now have incorporated, and you might be familiar with it with your clients as well, that they're incorporating or trying to incorporate AI into like diagnosing patients, and it kind of reminds me of that. Like it's another way of diagnosing, but for for clients. And I think that's something that's really interesting and really helpful with AI. I think a lot of people are wary about AI in certain places and for certain reasons, and sometimes just reasons. But I think that for like diagnosing and like finding a problem and finding what like a strategic way of fixing that problem is a very
Mhm.
real and helpful thing to use it for.
For sure. And like AI is here to stay. So it's important that people adopt it in one way or another. It has applications on a ton of industry and businesses. So I mean, people who adopt it will obviously, like stay ahead of the curve. Like if you remember, I mean, you may not remember, you were very young, but when the dot com boom came, right? At that time, a lot of people were saying like, this is just a fad, it'll go away. Here we are. Same thing happened with crypto. It's nothing. It'll just go away. It's fake currency. How does it make sense? And now it could be I don't know, like it could back up a lot of major currencies in the world. Who knows? So people are thinking it could be gold. So yeah.
Yeah, exactly. There's like certain things. I understand being wary of new things, but now it's not really a new thing anymore. So you kind of gotta start accepting it. Very well incorporated. Obviously, don't let it replace you in a way of you're not thinking for yourself, but definitely, help it automate some processes that just make them easier for you and your business and your clients.
Yeah, and AI has been there for like what 20, 30 years, like software engineering, automation of processes is artificial intelligence. Now
Mhm.
that we do a lot of creative tasks for people, it has become, like so widely popular because it can output stuff, with ease. But technically, all kinds of softwares were kind of artificial intelligence because they did work, like and they outputted stuff based on the inputs that you gave, based on certain logics behind them. Yeah.
Exactly. And at this point in time, it's similar because you still like have to feed AI certain things in order for it to do exactly what you want it,
Yeah.
especially for like content specifically for, you want your brand voice to be heard in a very particular way. And if you're using AI to automate some of those posts or whatever it may be, you definitely want to make sure that it's very strategic in the way in which you're speaking with it and making sure that everything is the way in which you want it. Otherwise, it doesn't seem very authentic.
Yeah. One of my close friends, John, he says that AI is the smartest dumb assistant you can have. It's getting smarter, but uh, but still, I think I use AI every day. Like different things, like different chatbots for different things, but it's part of my daily life, and it's made my life so much easy. I'm more productive than I ever was.
Well, how do you choose which AI tools you use? Because there's so many coming out. Like there's so many out there already. How do you choose which ones are worth your time and which aren't, and which ones are maybe like processes that you don't need automated, the like.
Yeah, I mean, see, Chat like OpenAI is the market leader right now. It does a phenomenal job. It comes out with new features and does so many things, pretty good. So ChatGPT is something that is kind of a no-brainer. People use that a lot. It's great for writing. We've been using Claude and on Anthropic for software engineering and programming. I don't know much about that. That's like Rishi's side of things. That's his game. But I know he used Claude and Anthropic.
Mhm.
Um, I follow a bunch of people on Instagram who like do this kind of research and kind of keep on recommending different tools and whatnot. I try out different things and pick and choose things that I want. Uh, depending on the use case, I pick and choose. I try different things and pick and choose the ones that I truly like and find easy to use. So personally, ChatGPT I use for like creative ideation, some content writing, proofreading, and all that stuff. I use Perplexity for doing research. Perplexity gets a lot of information from Google, so it sometimes kind of does not give you the right information. So you have to kind of ask it questions and all that good stuff. I and then I've used Grok for just to get some debatable ask some debatable questions to it because it is trained with the Twitter data and all that, so it has some very interesting viewpoints. And the image generation that Grok has is pretty impressive too. I thought like the latest model that they have is very nice, and I haven't used any other tools much to a lot of extent, but there are like video generation tools, automated caption tools, this, that, and whatnot that we use every day. So yeah, just a mixture of both. I mean, I would just do like everything in life. Try different things out. Follow some good people who are on top of things and are recommending new things. Try out a few things yourself and see what works best for you. Because again, there's no one size fits all these tools do different things. At the end of the day, I truly believe like these top players like OpenAI, Meta, Gemini, Grok, all of these, the big players are the ones that will kind of win this race just because of the amount of resources that they have. And AI is expensive, like the amount of data centers, energy, all of this that is needed to do that. I mean, only these big companies can afford to do it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
mean, it's not too bad when a lot of them are free or relatively free for
Yeah,
you.
for,
So
for, for sure, for sure. And like they help you solve complex business problems. Like uh, something you can get feedback if you're not feeling well, like what's going on. You can compare different things together because a lot of time you get when you go. It's funny, like whenever you Google information about your health. You always get that you're probably going to get cancer in the next 2 days. That's
yeah, yeah, yeah.
but if you ask the same question to ChatGPT, he's like, "Yeah, don't worry about it. You'll be fine." So one is they're both extreme case scenarios.
Yeah, no, I think that yeah, ChatGPT is very funny in that way because sometimes it gives you completely unhelpful information and sometimes it provides very helpful information, and it's really what I think it's really how you frame things to it, because yeah, I agree with your friend who said about it being equally as dumb as it is smart. It's just um it has to be trained, and even then.
Yes. I mean, one thing that I always do, I ask it to ask me questions, and that really helps me get the best answer. Because
Huh.
if the more context you give a chatbot, and this is applicable across everywhere. So I'll give my my problem or my question, and I'll ask it like, if you have any questions for me, ask me my questions. That they will help you improve your response. And it asks me a bunch of questions. I just respond. So having a conversation usually yields in better results than otherwise. So that's something that I have been doing. And another funny thing that I'm not sure. Have you used Grok? Like,
I haven't used Grok. I think maybe one, like a couple of times with friends just to like, mess with it, but never really seriously.
well, so Elon Musk is an interesting person, right? So Grok is interesting because it is a product made by him, and he's very close to the products that he makes. So Grok has different voices and different tones in which it will reply. So it can reply to you as an assistant. It can reply. It can be rude to you and reply like a strong person, as a doctor, in a romantic way. So it's kind of really funny how an AI chatbot can respond to you in different ways. So check it out. Maybe that is something.
Oh, I definitely
It's
check it out.
interesting. It's interesting for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I love exploring new technology like that. I just think it's so. At first, I was very worried about specifically things like ChatGPT only because I have like a debilitating fear of like not being able to think of for myself one day. Like I like early onset Alzheimer's kind of fear. But and I feel like if I'm not actively thinking all the time, like strategically, then I'm gonna lose the ability to do that well. And so that's what I
That's
feared with AI. But then I realized there are so many things that I waste thought processes on that could be used in better ways and more efficient ways, and that's why it's so
absolutely.
incredibly helpful.
I think you bring up an excellent point, and I mean, using your own brain is important. I play video games at times, like keeps my strategic thinking going, like
Love
so,
video
right. So no, no, what you say is a very important thing, especially with kids who are growing up now in the age of AI, who
I fear
never, who
them.
never, like who may not even get to think strategically because they have access to information like mostly accurate information at the tip of their fingertips. I mean, we said that like um, when I grew up, like we did not even have like we saw the dawn of the internet. We did not have full internet research available. By the time, at least at the time when I was in middle school or something like that, it started coming out later. And well, now with AI, everyone like a lot of people don't even need to go to school, but then a lot of people don't even like it's going to be hidden.
Yeah, there's like some really amazing things that I think are coming out for like education that I think are really cool with it. Like I was talking to
Yeah.
someone the other day about how they can now create like AI holograms of like historical figures and like can put
Mm.
them in classrooms, and they're literally working towards doing that. And I thought that was so cool because one, I'm always thinking about the kid that doesn't think the same as everyone else, like he has ADHD or they have ADHD or they have like some
Yep.
like any kind of something that's not allowing them to learn as well in a very traditional classroom environment. And
Yep.
I'm like, interactive things like that are going to be so incredibly helpful. So I'm trying to always be an optimist, but I do fear so much but I feel like maybe I'm being a boomer in that way because they were afraid that computers were going to destroy generations, and I think they didn't. In certain ways, maybe they might have. But
I mean, the pros and cons of everything. Like here we are. Like human beings are curious creatures. We keep on evolving and trying to find new answers and stuff. And we've created like an artificial intelligence. Like that is out there. It's continuing to evolve. So it'll be interesting how things change. I hope they stay for the better. I mean, everyone is kind of weary of that Terminator. Prophecy,
yeah,
but we will see how it plays out because I don't know. We'll find out.
yeah, like we could have like the curiosity killed the cat mentality, or we could have the very optimistic mentality of that. We just continue to learn, and we continue to thrive.
Yeah, and this could be. Hopefully, this is not the worst example of FAFO that we are doing.
Yeah, no. This is a fun philosophical conversation
Yeah,
about the repercussions and pros of AI. So
yeah.
I enjoy when we get into that kind of thing. So to round out this podcast, because we're coming up a little bit on time, I do want to
Okay.
ask you something a little more maybe future looking.
Mhm.
What Okay, outside of your work at Dignitas, what's a passion or curiosity you would really like to explore, like if there were no bounds?
Uh, we are working on a few products, AI centric products that we would really like to kind of launch sooner than later. So we are trying a couple of use cases and all that. And personally, Rishi and I, we've had a couple of startups in the past where we've had some level of success, but not a level of success that we would liked. So I always say I have this itch to create a product company that is immensely successful and maybe get an exit out of that. So I'm really passionate about that. But like there are so many things out there, so many ideas and all that good stuff, and so many people doing the same thing, different things, or doing the same thing differently. So again, it's all trial and error. We keep on trying new things, and I'm really passionate about creating a productive product that actually makes a difference in people's lives. While it's good to be a part of a services company and have helped so many businesses get more clients or create products that help people, but at the end of the day, having a product of your own that makes a difference is something that I am truly hopeful that I will achieve one day. And just like working on a lot of different things and seeing what clicks the best. Yeah.
I think that's really wonderful. And I think that, you're a marketer, and really marketing is what makes the difference, I think, sometimes. Like, even if you have a similar product as someone else or service or whatever it
Yeah,
may
for
be,
sure.
it's all about that, because there's always going to be competition or competitors out there. But, gee, it's up to you. It's up to the marketer to make things marketable.
For sure. And I have met, like I love meeting new people who do new things and all that good stuff. People have, like one thing that like is not said enough, I guess, is that there's a lot of money to be made in boring businesses. So if you want, like like just a stable income, do something boring. It might be boring, but like you can't be excited all the time. A lot of money comes from, like like one of my friends, one of my friends' dad actually makes those sparkle things that you put on dresses. Like
Like
those
the
shiny
rhinestones?
things. Sorry, what?
Rhinestones?
Not the stones, but the small shiny things that make elaborate dresses, and you have different colors and all that stuff. I
I
mean,
like think
I
I
know
know
what
it.
it's called in Hindi because like, but I don't. It's just like different ornaments that so he just makes that, and he's a multimillionaire. He just supplies that to like all these designers all across the world, and he makes a few $1 million out of that. It's a boring business. What does he do? He makes like things to customize clothes or like make them more fashionable.
That sounds not boring at all. I think that sounds
No,
like
he just manufactures that. He doesn't make them fashionable. The exciting part is the exciting stuff is done by the fashion designer. He just provides the raw materials. So,
yes. This is not the fun side of the business. But yeah, no, I completely agree with you. It's not always like glitz and glamour in making. I mean, I guess if that one is technically, but
yeah,
but, but
that's
I
a good
think that,
point.
yeah, but it's if you want to make money, it's definitely not always going to be fun.
Yeah,
And that's
that's
okay. I mean, and then there's many downsides of having fun all the time and then not making enough money to be sustainable. So
Absolutely. And at the end of the day, it also depends on the risk-taking capability of people. Anyone can start a business, but not everyone does because it's like hard. It's a mental game. Like when you're doing a job, you're just answerable to your boss technically. So as an agency owner, I'm answerable to all my clients, and all my employees also in a way. So it's kind of it's hard, but like a lot of people do it, and a lot of people can, a lot of people should. It's kind of the satisfaction that you get. I mean, you have a sense of control of your own time, and you have your personal freedom, and everyone has their own goals depending on how like how big they want to grow or if they get comfortable. But again, like I think depending on an individual personality, they can do whatever they want. I know we went in a tangent here, but
no,
just
no, no, no. This is how the podcast goes. That's why it's fun. But I do have to end it here. But this was such an incredible conversation. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for going down rabbit holes with me. That's what I really love about the podcast, selfishly. But this was very fun. I had a great time with you, and thank you so much. Congratulations on your first podcast.
thank you for having me, Shannon. Very kind, and like thank you very much for conducting this podcast the way you did. I truly appreciate it.
Of course, don't worry. This is just me having a good time. So I appreciate it. And you're a wonderful guest. And thank you, everyone, on top of this, for listening, please check out Dhawal and Dignitas in the description. Thank you so much and have a lovely day, everyone.